Could you imagine waking up to that every day, seeing it every afternoon, seeing the sunset in the evening? My name is Sean Larson, real estate broker here on 30A and in the Nashville, Tennessee market, and I am out here at 3584 E County Hwy 30A, and that is in Florida. I know the video is watched from all around the country and sometimes all around the world, and some people might not know where 30A is, but it has pristine beaches. Look at that white sugary sand down there. That blue water is incredible. So the home here is under construction. It's going to be over 10,000 square feet on just under an acre space. It is Gulf front. You are looking at the view you would see from your rear porch. It's listed at $26 million. It is under construction, and this might end up being a series of videos that we do. This, let's consider it part one. We're going to go through the home. I'm going to show you a little bit about the room arrangements. It's still in framing, so you'll see some plumbing and some mechanicals, maybe some HVAC systems, but don't expect to see sheetrock yet. We'll come back and do another tour and kind of give you an update at that stage. But for those of you who like seeing how homes are laid out and like looking through framing, this video is going to be for you. So let's go through the home. Okay, we're going to start right here on ground level. I'm going to show you the status that construction is in right now. The exterior material is being put on. Starting to look really, really good. And again, this is going to be on just under an acre, which is just phenomenal on 30A. It is incredible. So you're going to have a 3-bay garage here. It's going to be a carriage house. You're going to have living quarters above there. So let's just duck in to the carriage house, and I'm going to show that to you. So this is the status of construction. I mentioned it was in framing. A lot of people really like looking at homes at this stage. And if you're considering something and you want Gulf front, now's your chance to kind of get a look at how this home is shaping up. It is going to be stunning. So we're going to go upstairs to the carriage house first. So this would have its own exterior door. So if you had guests coming in town and staying with you, I'll give you a shot. We're going to do all this point of view. How about that? You have an exterior door. So you're going to have 3-vehicle garage. You have plenty of parking outside because remember, you're on nearly an acre. They're going to have an exterior door. They can enter the carriage house without disturbing anybody else in the main house. You're going to come up here. There's going to be a living space, a kitchen. You're going to have a kitchen on this wall. This is where that imagination starts playing a part, remember? But look at that. That's going to be awesome. You're going to have that living space, and then you're going to have a bedroom straight through this door. You have to imagine that bed being there. Come around, then you're going to have a bathroom right here. That's going to be perfect. Because when everybody goes on vacation, whether it's family, friends, or what have you, everybody wants to be together until they don't. Sometimes you just need some separate space. Or you could just have that many friends and family. You need additional quarters. We're going to go back down to the first level just so I can kind of give you some continuity. But here is a walkway that is going to go from the carriage house right into the main home on the second level. So we're going to get to there. But first, we're going to dip back down just so I can give you some continuity. We're going to stay on the main level. Okay, so we just came downstairs. We came down those stairs. That's all going to be walled off. That's the staircase to the living space above the garage, the carriage space area. We are in the 3-vehicle garage right here. I'm actually going to take you back outside the garage because I want you to come in through the exterior door. And that way when you come home, you'll know which door to use, right? Okay, we come right in here. Main level foyer. Wow, look at those arches. It just pulls you down that hallway. This is what the main stair hall, and this is simply going to be stunning when this is done. Look at all the glass. Once this is going to finish, or once it's finished out, this is going to be like one of those architectural magazine shots right here. Look at that staircase. That is just phenomenal. That is stunning right there. So first room on the right here, we're going to go a little high speed through here until it's finished. I know there's not as much sheetrock, plumbing fixtures, and trim to look at. We are standing in the mud room, and so it's going to have an exterior door right there where you can enter from the home or from the garage. So this will be where backpacks, shoes, coats, everything are dropped. You're going to lead right into a laundry. You're going to notice too, windows on the side here in most of these rooms, some of them in the bedroom, some of them in the baths, helps keep everything bright. Have an HVAC room right there. Have some HVAC equipment, maybe a split unit there. Right here to your right, you have the elevator pad already in place. Going into bedroom 1, super spacious, high ceilings. Coming over here, you're gonna have a walk-in closet right here. You're gonna have to imagine all those built-ins. You know, all those other videos I told you about, all the half height, full height, shoe cubbies, folded clothes, you're gonna have to imagine those built-ins right there. This will be your bath, water closet, 4-inch disposal pipe there. See, we're gonna turn this into a pop quiz. We're gonna start entering rooms and you'll be able to identify what the room is. So the vanity, mirror, sconces, hanging light, what have you, will be right there. Already plumbed and bed set for the walk-in shower right there. So this is bed 1 on the main level. Back out to the hallway. You have an HVAC room here and a half bath or a powder right there back to back. We're going in bedroom 2. High ceilings again. This is awesome. Here you're gonna have walk-in closet. You're gonna have your dedicated bath. So you can already start identifying the pipes, can't you? Got your 4-inch pipe there. Got some shower going on. Window keeping it bright. Very nice. Okay, as we round this turn, look at this open space. This space is probably equivalent to maybe about a 2 or 2.5 car garage, just for reference, because you don't have the measurements there in front of you on the video. So that's probably about a 2.5 car. That's going to be a recreation space, because right there is going to be sitting one of the 2 pools. That's right, the home's going to have 2 pools, one here in the side courtyard and then one facing Gulf front. Look at that view right there. Look how incredible that looks with all that glass. And once that sheetrock is in and it's finished, you imagine how bright that home's going to be. And everything's going to have a view of the pool right there. That is going to be spectacular. All right, moving along, we're on the main level. Bedroom 3, this is going to also be known as the bunk room. It's kind of down this small hallway on its own. You've got a walk-in closet there. You imagined all the built-ins already, didn't you? There you go. Come in, you're gonna have bunks, most likely positioned right there on that wall. Spin around, you're gonna have walk-in bath right there. Window keeping it bright, probably vanity, probably sitting right there. Got your plumbing for shower and everything already in place. Just for reference, we are actually walking toward the water. We are walking toward the beach. So as I face right there, you're facing the water. So we step out, you're gonna have a laundry right here. You know, everybody's coming in from the beach. You need a good place to handle all that, don't you? So you're gonna have laundry here, you're gonna have a changing room, you've got some storage. Come in, you've got more storage right here. You're gonna have an outdoor shower to the right. I mean, how easy is it to just clean up right here when you first come in? Let me show you your proximity. Look at this. You're that close. Look at that. Incredible. Okay, so just behind this wall, I'm gonna go give you a shot of it. I wanna show you how large the room is behind this wall, and it's for pool equipment. So just for scale, just so you can kind of know, this is, although the ceiling's lower, this is probably equivalent to almost a 2-car garage right here. And all the plumbing, see, this is where all the pool equipment is going to be housed right here. So access to this is from the side of the home. You really don't need an entrance from within the home, but just wanted to show it to you so you knew it was here. So we're entering back through the changing room. We're going back through the mud room where the washer, dryer, and everything is on the main level. We're actually facing 30A right now. If you went straight out the end of the hallway, you'd be on 30A, literally. But look how gorgeous that hallway is. Those arches just pull you through the home. That is just stunning. Okay, we're back to the stair hall. We're going up 1 level. Okay, we made it to level 2. You still with me? Have you broken out that imagination? Look at that. Look how awesome that is. Look how high that is. That is just going to be amazing when it's finished. Okay, we are on level 2. We have just come up the stairs. Hallway is to the left, leading to the Gulf. I'm taking you to the right for just a second. Remember we were in the carriage house and I said the living space is going to connect? Here's where that connection is. You can cut right across and be in the main home right through this exterior door. Straight ahead is bed 4. Really sizable. Very nice. Your bath right here. Vanity is going to be right here, followed by your toilet right there. You're going to have your walk-in shower. Plumbing is already in place right there. You're going to walk in, have your walk-in closet right there, taking you back out to the hallway. Hanging in there with me, right? You're imagining all these rooms. Once it's sheetrocked and trimmed, and look at that hallway. Same thing as the main level. And on the floor plan, it does say that these are going to be double groin ceilings. Could be single or double. If you're not sure what those are, check those out online. They are simply beautiful. It's kind of like an arch one way and an arch the other way, and they kind of meet with a point in the middle. They are phenomenal. Right here you have the elevator shaft. Coming right around, you have a half bath right there in the hallway, guest use. Look at that. I see you peeking. You're seeing if you can see that blue water, aren't you? Well, that's what Gulffront gives you right there. You can see it this far in the home. Look at that blue. And some people are simply astonished at the blue water here. You know, a lot of beaches kind of have brown sand and a little bit coarser. The water might be, well, a little bit the same. So when people come to 38, they're just astonished at how fine and white the sand is. That's why it's called, you know, white sugary sand. It literally is kind of that fine. It is just beautiful. And then the stunning blue, it is just something else. Okay, we have entered the family room area on the 2nd level. So this is going to be the main living space right here. It's going to go into the kitchen. Look how that's being framed out. That's going to be beautiful right there. Very much a coastal flair. This is going to be your kitchen. Look how sizable that is. Look at that. I already have a kitchen table in place. Perfecto. Okay, we're going to go in here. Sculleries are hot right now. People love sculleries. Gives you an additional prep space. You know, maybe you want to entertain in the kitchen, but you don't need it all, you know, stacked up with food everywhere, at least in the prep stage. So the scullery is going to be right here. You'll be able to prep food. If you have caterers coming in, this will be their facility. They can do all their work back here while not being actually part of the event out in the kitchen. You're going to have the pantry right here. Walk in. Whether you want food delivered or you want to hit the big box store, this pantry is going to handle it for sure. Look at that nice arched detail too around that doorway. See, every time I face the camera this way, I know you're looking at that blue water. It calls your name, doesn't it? Okay, if we come across the family space here, this is going to be a bar right in here. It's going to have built-in banquet seating, and then you see the steps? That's kind of like a lounge area. So it's not just a bar as in serving. It's like a bar where you will be able to actually relax and everything too, because it's kind of a combo with a lounge area. So the bar area will be there. You'll have seating there, table in front of it. You're using that imagination, aren't you? And then just up a couple steps, you have a lounge here. That is going to be phenomenal. And look at that view. See? That blue water's calling your name, isn't it? Take it back through the family room. And then look at that. Right off your very own back porch. Every day. It's so close, you could probably guess how many steps down that boardwalk before your feet hit the sand. It's that close. Beautiful blue water. I'm letting it sink in for a minute because I know somebody said, wow, he should have just kept the camera there for a minute. If you've really never been to 30A, you definitely need to visit. Even if you're not shopping for real estate and looking for a home or a Gulffront home, you definitely need to visit. It is like nothing else. All right, I'll give you a little view of that blue, but we're moving on across the porch. Okay, over here, Remember we talked about pool number 1 being in the side courtyard? Look at that. You've got pool number 2 right here. Look at that view. You're gonna be in that pool and it's gonna feel like it's an infinity edge, like you're actually in the Gulf. That is something else. Look at that. I already have a pre-installed diving board right there. That is gonna be beautiful right there. I know, everybody wants to see the view, so I have to keep showing. It's like in finished homes, everybody wants to see the pools and the kitchens. Something like this, you can't help but not look at it. I'll show it to you again on level 3. Okay, we're back inside. Pop quiz, what did we just step in? We stepped into the living room, the family room. You have the bar on the right, you have the lounge elevated, just a few feet there. I like how it kind of separates a little bit. You have the kitchen on the left. We're going back down the hallway, we're going back toward 30A. And we're going up to level 3. And we're gonna go this way because that's where the stairs are. And this staircase, I just can't emphasize enough how stunning this is going to be once all that's done. I mean, look at that ceiling. That's gonna be incredible. Okay, let's check out 3. All right, I'm on level 3. Look at that stair shot. I keep coming back to it because I know how incredible it's gonna be. And I know somebody watching the video is probably saying something like, wow, look at all those stairs. But, you know, there's that thing called an elevator. It works just fine. Okay, we come up to level 3. We come into this room. This is going to be an exercise room right here. And this is on the side of the home that is facing 30A. So right in front of us is going to be the carriage house. You step in here, there's going to be a bath because it's going to be an exercise room. You want to be able to tidy up. There's going to be a cold plunge in here. So it's essentially your spa room is what it is. All right here within the same room. Come across, it's going to be a little linen closet on the right. Come back out to the main hallway. Look at that. Have those arches. That's going to be something right there. Right here you have the elevator shaft. Laundry upstairs. Have your washer dryer hookup. Gonna be storage, room for folding, everything you need. So that way when you're on this floor, you're not having to transport everything. Those arches. You wait until those are finished. You'll see why I keep going on and on about them. Okay, we are heading toward, you saw it. You saw that little bit of blue through that framing, didn't you? I know you were watching. Right here at the end of the hallway, we have a coffee bar, morning bar, whatever you like, refreshments right there. Come through just a short hallway. This is going to be one of the bedrooms that everybody starts claiming right away when everybody says they're coming to visit you. Look at that. Swing around, dedicated bath right here, and a large one as well. You have a water closet on the right. You're gonna have double vanity. See the double piping right there? You're gonna have 2 sinks in there. Swing around, very large walk-in shower right there. All that glass we saw when we were on the first level. Yeah, there you go. That's where the pool is gonna be, right there in the side courtyard. And then you also have the one that's going to be Gulf front. Walk-in closet straight in front of us. Look at that sun. Sometimes you just look at the quality of light and it's just beautiful. Look at that sun just glaring through that framing right there. Back out to the hallway, straight across. We're going through, I believe that's gonna have a barrel ceiling right there in that entrance. That is gonna be so nice. Short hallway, down to an office. And I dare you, or challenge you, to have anybody present you an office view that's better than that. I'm thinking the words said most in this office are going to be, "I won't be in today." Back in the hallway, right now we are facing 30A. Remember, the Gulf is behind me. We're turning left. We're going through this short hallway here. It will be doored. I believe a barrel ceiling there. What we're entering now is the primary suite. This whole area is going to be dedicated to the primary bedroom, bath, closets, and we are on the 3rd level. And I know what some people are going to say, but I need it on the main level. That is true for a lot of people in a lot of parts of the country. That is not true when you are Gulf front. You want that view and you want your bedroom up. Look at that glass. Tell me that is not the view you want to wake up to and be going to bed to. That is phenomenal. And you've got your options for getting to the 3rd level. You've got the stairs, you've got the elevator. We come back around. This becomes the primary bath. You're going to see it is already set up for double vanities. See the plumbing on both? Right here is going to be one closet. Step in, you're going to have to imagine all the built-ins right here. All the cubbies, half height, full height hanging, all of that. Go this direction. It's going to be closet number 2. Substantially larger. I'll let everybody decide who gets which one. So we go back through, we're walking, vanities on the left. You're going to have your tub on the right here. Straight into a large walk-in shower. You already see the drain pre-cut in the subfloor. Shower valves on the wall. Okay, I'll show you the view from the 3rd level. Look at that. Not quite sunset, but we're on our way. Look at that glimmer on the water. This is why the primary is on the 3rd level. There's your view right there. 3584 E County Hwy 30A. New construction on nearly 1 acre. That's the view right there. These are the sunsets you would see sitting right here. Okay, so did you hang in there with me? Not everybody enjoys looking at framing and trying to imagine rooms. Some people just want to see it when it's all done. But for those of you who do like looking at new construction and like imagining what the framing is going to look like, I hope you enjoyed that. Again, it's over 10,000 square feet. It's at 3584 E County Hwy, that's 30A, Florida. Over 10,000 square feet on nearly 1 acre. Gulf front. It is amazing. Currently listed at $26 million. These are the views you have every day. Look at that. You can count the steps to the sand. Sugary white sand. And I encourage anybody who has not heard of or familiar with 30A, definitely look that up. If you have questions about 30A in general, reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer them for you. Pretty blue water. Beautiful. Again, my name is Sean Larson, real estate broker here on 30A and the Nashville, Tennessee area. And if I can answer any questions about this home, any home in general, or real estate in general, please reach out. I'll take great care of you. I hope you have a fantastic day. And I'm going to sit here and catch that sunset for you.